Forget everything you thought you knew about ancient history. We're about to unveil a truth so profound it will rewrite your perception of global power dynamics. Discover how sophisticated African empires, with their towering architectural marvels and intellectual powerhouses, didn't just exist, they dictated the flow of global trade and innovation, shaping the very foundations of modern society. For too long, Western narratives have painted Africa as a continent waiting for discovery or civilization, but the truth is far more powerful. Long before European ships touched African shores, mighty empires rose across the continent, commanding wealth, knowledge, and influence that stretched from Europe to Asia and beyond. These were not isolated tribes, they were global players, centers of innovation, governance, and commerce that rivaled and often surpassed their contemporaries. Today, we journey through three of the most extraordinary: the Mali Empire's golden age, the engineering wonders of Great Zimbabwe, and the Red Sea powerhouse of Aksum. Their legacies challenge everything we've been told and prove that Africa was never on the sidelines of world history. Imagine a ruler so wealthy that his mere journey could crash entire economies. That was Mansa Musa, emperor of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. Mali's golden age wasn't just about riches, it was about reshaping global commerce. The empire controlled vast gold mines, producing nearly half the world's supply at its peak. Gold and salt flowed along the trans-Saharan trade routes, camel caravans stretching across the desert like living rivers of wealth. Here we see depictions of Mansa Musa from the famous 1375 Catalan Atlas, where he's shown holding a massive gold nugget, seated in majesty with his entourage. These images capture how Europe itself portrayed him, the richest man in history, worth perhaps $400 billion in today's terms. And then came his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. He traveled with a caravan of 60,000 people, 12,000 enslaved attendants, 100 camels each laden with hundreds of pounds of gold, horses, scholars, and dancers. As he passed through Cairo, Mansa Musa gave away so much gold in charity and gifts that the metal's value plummeted, causing inflation that lasted over a decade. Egypt's economy was ruined, then slowly rebuilt, all because one African emperor decided to be generous. But Musa didn't stop at wealth. He transformed Timbuktu into a beacon of the world. This is Sankore Mosque and the legendary University of Sankore, where thousands of manuscripts, over 700,000 at its height, preserved knowledge in mathematics, astronomy, law, and medicine. Scholars from across Africa, the Middle East, and beyond flocked here, turning Timbuktu into an intellectual powerhouse rivaling any in the Islamic world. Mali's trade networks connected West Africa to Europe, the Mediterranean, and Asia. Gold, ivory, and slaves went north. Silk, spices, and books came south. Mali wasn't just rich, it was a nexus that influenced global markets and ideas. Now let's shift south to the mysterious stone city that still baffles the world. Great Zimbabwe, rising between the 11th and 15th centuries, this was no ordinary settlement. It was a thriving capital of up to 20,000 people, built without mortar, using precisely cut granite blocks. Look at these massive walls and the iconic conical tower of the Great Enclosure, engineering marvels that stood tall without any European influence. The walls curved gracefully, some reaching 11 meters high and 5 meters thick, enclosing palaces, ritual spaces, and homes. The hill complex overlooks it all, a sacred center where kings likely ruled. Great Zimbabwe wasn't isolated. It sat at the heart of trade networks linking the Zimbabwe Plateau to the Swahili coast and the Indian Ocean. Gold, ivory, cattle, and copper flowed out. Glass beads from Persia, porcelain from China, and coins from Arabia came in. These artifacts prove connections to distant lands, from the Middle East to East Asia. The kingdom's wealth came from controlling gold mines and cattle herds, supporting a complex society with skilled artisans, farmers, and traders. It was self-sufficient, sophisticated, and powerful, a testament to African ingenuity that colonial myths try to erase by claiming outsiders built it. Yet the stone speaks for itself. This was a black African civilization that dominated southern trade and built monuments that endure today. Farther north and east, in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea, stood the Aksumite Kingdom, a global trade powerhouse that bridged continents. From the 1st to the 7th century CE, Aksum controlled the vital Red Sea routes, the gateway between the Mediterranean, Arabia, India, and beyond. Their port of Attalus was a bustling hub where ships carried ivory, gold, emeralds, and frankincense. Aksum's naval strength let them project power across the sea. They even invaded Yemen in the 6th century to protect Christian communities. These towering obelisks, some over 24 meters tall and carved from single granite blocks, marked royal tombs and proclaimed Aksum's might. The stelae are true marvels, the tallest ancient obelisks still standing, weighing hundreds of tons. Aksum blended African, Arabian, and Mediterranean influences, minting its own coins, one of the first sub-Saharan states to do so, and adopting Christianity in the 4th century under King Ezana, long before most of Europe. This early embrace of Christianity created a unique identity that survives in Ethiopia today. Aksum connected diverse worlds, Roman merchants, Indian traders, Arabian kingdoms. They shaped ancient global economies, proving Africa's central role in antiquity. These empires, Mali, Great Zimbabwe, Aksum, weren't footnotes in history. Together, they controlled gold that fueled currencies, built cities that drew the world's scholars and merchants, and innovated in governance, architecture, and trade. Their influence rippled outward. Mali's gold stabilized the Mediterranean economies. Great Zimbabwe's networks linked to Asia. Aksum's Red Sea dominance tied Africa to the Roman and Indian worlds. They challenge Eurocentric views and remind us of Africa's role as a cradle of power and innovation. So next time someone says Africa had no great civilizations, show them these echoes of greatness. If this journey moved you, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold stories on Marigold Tales. Share your thoughts below. Which empire fascinates you most? Let's keep rewriting the narrative together. Thank you for watching. The past is calling, and Africa answers with power.